Man, this your boy ScootyD. We live at the motherfucking studio. First Stop Studios. We live and direct. I got my boy Tyler Newell, man, the Fremont High School varsity head football coach, and my boy L. Reed, man, with Ron Black, CEO of Nora Block Clothing Company, man. So we live and direct, and we about to get it jumped off with the shit that we get into. Talk of the topic. So we live and direct, man. Tyler said, go ahead and say what's up.
Yeah, my name Coach Tyler, head coach at Fremont High. I started at Berkeley High, went to school, all the Berkeley public schools, transferred from there, went to a continuation school. Well, not really a continuation school, but a school that helped me with my grades. Kendall's College Prep. Then from there, I graduated from Fremont High. After that, I went to Contra Costa Junior College, where I received my AA degree in social sciences and liberal arts. Then transferred to Ottawa University in Arizona, got my bachelor's degree in human services, and now I'm working on getting my master's in teaching and special education.
Facts. Shout out to Tower, man, my guy. He doing a great job over there. I got my guy L. Reed, man. Grew up neighborhood representative. You know what I'm saying? We fresh off that waterfront, man. L, you know what I'm saying? Tell me a little bit about yourself, bro. It's been a minute, bro. Like, explain to the people who you are, bro.
Man, I'm just a neighborhood block store. I did a lot of entrepreneurial type things, and I got myself in a position where I decided I wanted to become the CEO of my own company. It's called Noir Blanc, which means black and white in French. Just want to connect with a lot of different people networking, and that's really how I got into it, by knowing a lot of people and staying fresh, clean cut, killing them on a lot of different levels. When I played sports and became known doing that, I went to Berkeley High. I also did a lot of different things with the youth as far as programs, paying for programs so kids can play sports and be active in the neighborhood. We're just trying to keep that kind of stuff going. It's just promoting positivity.
Facts, bro. I remember you used to get down with that coaching. You used to do your thing, bro.
I also did coach. Yeah, I coached in Berkeley. I won a couple of championships with the youth basketball.
Facts. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm glad that y'all came out here today. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? To talk about these conversations that we gonna have. First and foremost, I want to ask y'all both, Tyler, LaRon, L. Reed, what is it like being from Berkeley?
For me, it was different. Like I grew up, I'm a little younger than y'all, but my era was a little. It was cool. It was like it was a different time, but it was a beautiful time. You know, if you from Berkeley, you play Berkeley Cougars, right? From Berkeley Cougars, before Berkeley Cougars, everybody hooped, right? So different areas had different teams. So if you was from the top of South Berkeley, you played for Yap. If you from the bottom of South Berkeley, you play for the Park. If you from the waterfront, you play for James Kennedy, right? And then you got your different areas and so forth. My area was more so the Park area, right? So I played for Mike, you know what I'm saying? I was a little dog, right? So if you from Berkeley, you know about the San Pablo Little Dogs, right? From there, I played for the Berkeley Cougars, Coach JoJo and all of them,
Yeah,
right? Like,
Mike was a guy. That's
yeah,
my guy.
you feel me?
Yeah.
So like Berkeley was a beautiful place. Like I said, it got its rough areas, you know what I'm saying? But it give you a lot of game. It's not super in your face. It's a little bit more sophisticated, right? So people who hustle, yeah, you knew they hustle, but you didn't know how they was doing it, what they was doing, but you knew they did it, right? But it's just Berkeley is a more sophisticated game because it's a little bit more strict when you dealing with Berkeley. So you got to be a little bit more innovative in your hustle. So when you able to take that type of hustle to another city like a Oakland, a Richmond, a San Francisco, you always bubble, right? And and people always gravitate to you because it's like, damn, he different, you know. So that was my experience, and that's what I learned in my era, right?
And I agree, bro. Like, you saying everything right, bro. Like, just growing up in that era where it's we all play that Berkeley Cougar, that Twilight basketball. You got the park. You got everything about Berkeley. You got the whole city where everybody is created from a positive community. We all go to school between three middle schools, and then we go to one public high school.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about it, because you grow to have friendships and you meet people that you grow cool with throughout the whole city. It's
Yeah,
like
everybody definitely gonna know who you are if you somebody. There's
absolutely
no hiding from that, especially if you play the sport. So, that was my personal experience was, being basically bigger and taller than everybody. You had to play something. You know what I'm
facts.
saying? You don't want to be the big goofy nigga in front of everybody who just holding up the wall, you know what I'm saying, and playing in the
Right.
background. You gotta have some type of charisma, style. You gotta know how to speak. My thing about the city, what it gave to me was freedom of speech. So it gave me the know how to get around other people
To be
far as
vocal.
to be vocal, far as being around
Right.
speaking in front of these different, ethnicities that don't really mix or have black friends.
Facts.
Or, the school is dominated with white people.
Right.
So if you can't get along with the white people and your neighbors or the
Yeah.
people in the neighborhoods, you pretty much grooms you into this is life outside of the city.
Right.
So when you go into these other neighborhoods and cities, other people who stick to their small circles can't understand how you friends with John and
Everybody else.
Billy and you know what I'm saying, and whoever else it might be, because you know how to carry yourself in different circles.
So with that game of the city, and that's a good point. It's like us being from Berkeley and where we're from. It has prepared us to be able to go and be diverse and be able to contact and have contact with different people from all different nationalities, races, and be versatile in any situation. Be confident in the room and be understanding to the situation because to be from Berkeley, you gotta have some game about yourself, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you lace with it though. If you think about it, right? It started in elementary schools, right? So I think it's like 6 elementary schools, especially when we was all coming up. Because you had Franklin, you had Claremont, or no, Craigmont, right? You had Malcolm X, you had LeConte, Columbus, you had Emerson.
Yeah.
So it's different areas, right? Jefferson, right?
Jefferson,
What's the school? That Jefferson is across the street from Berkeley High, right?
Yeah, you said Malcolm X, right?
Malcolm X. So look,
Yeah.
so I went to Emerson, right? And so anybody from Berkeley know about the yellow bus. You get picked up, different areas, right? So you get your pickup. If you go into Emerson, you might get picked up at LeConte or you might get picked up at Mabel and Haskell. It's different. Like if you from Berkeley, everybody rode that bus, right? Right? Mean Joe Green. If you from Berkeley, you know about Mean Joe Green. Is if you can't be from Berkeley, you don't know about Mean Joe Green. You feel me? Like because like riding the bus when we was kids, we used to jump across the bus. Like we used to be playing the little seat game. If you get, you feel me?
You get in trouble.
Boys, go around. You know what I'm saying?
You ride with the lights on.
Right.
That means be quiet.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and who was the lady?
What you talking about?
Who was the lady who had? It was one lady with the braids. What was her name? She had the blonde braids.
I know you talking about.
Right.
It's been a long time ago.
Right. And then you had who was the other one? She had the shortcut. I think Miss Cecilia or something like. But it was right. Yeah. It's 3 bus drivers. You had Mean Joe Green. Yeah. Nobody wanted to ride that bus.
Right.
Right. And then you had the two black women who they was cool. Right. But they also was about respect. But like I said, different elementary schools put you in different areas. Right. So Craigmont, that's up there in the hills.
Right.
Emerson, that's up there in the hills. So you're dealing with a little bit more money. Right. Malcolm X is in the lower end. LeConte, lower end. Right. So I was fortunate enough to go to start off at Emerson.
Right.
And then you got John Muir. Right. So though you got Craigmont in the hills, Emerson in the hills, John Muir in the hills. Right. Then you got in the inner city, you got Malcolm X, you got Rosa Parks, and then you got LeConte. Right. You got those 3 schools, right? So it give you a different view. Yeah. But when you up there in the hills, you literally get to meet all these rich people.
You get to see everybody. Yo, how was it for you though? Because I know with you going to Emerson, you see the upper echelon of the city far as the environment.
Yeah, the houses.
You like, ooh, I remember you a kid, you ride a school bus, you like, ooh, get all that. That's my house. Yeah. Oh, that's my car.
For sure.
And you kind of like in visualizing what you want to see and become or if you don't even know what you gonna be one time you realize how old enough you become enough to understand that situation, because you like, ooh, I didn't think I'd be living in a big house now, and I was saying back in the day that I wanted this house on the school bus.
Right.
So those are the creative memories,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
projection. It's just projection. You know, like, what do you call it? Your sight board or whatever.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? You see something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want that car.
Yeah.
It's because I seen that car at that age or whatever.
Yeah.
I seen that house, pinning that up there. That's just all it is just locking it in your brain and putting it in there that this is setting little goals, futuristic, something to look forward to.
Facts.
As for me, I didn't go to Emerson or any of them schools. I went to Malcolm X.
Right.
So as you know, Malcolm X is on Ashby. That's on a busy street.
On a busy street.
Yeah. So
right in the hood, right?
That's right in the hood.
Right in the hood.
Yeah, that's right around the corner from Fairview.
Fairview.
Yeah.
So I went to both of them.
Yeah.
So you got a chance to experience what it was like up in the upper echelon neighborhood.
And it was
in the hood.
But it was different. I'm gonna let you speak, but it was different though. Yeah. Malcolm X was totally different.
Malcolm X was completely different. So as for me being from the waterfront, and that is the heart of the South Side. Malcolm X is. I had a lot of, unlike a lot of people from the section, I had a lot of South Side friends, so people can understand why I was always on the South.
Same here.
Right. So my grandmother lived on the South. I lived with my grandmother for a period of time. So I had to go to school where her address was. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's Malcolm X.
Right.
So me going to school on the South Side. Malcolm X, that's how I got Prince Street friends. You feel what I'm saying? My Fairview friends, we still friends to this day. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to talk every day, but we still check on each other, get a good chuckle in, and
real,
you know what I'm saying? Real is rare. So it's like being in that situation where I can still talk to some people I've been friends with for over 20 years, 25 years, and seeing them still kind of doing. Some of them doing elevated and some of them doing some of the same things. And that's what I was talking to you about earlier before we got on with this, was we still can talk, but we moving in two different directions, but we got enough respect for each other that we not, I'm not saying something. Then I'm not looking at me like I'm being funny because I'm doing something different. You know what I'm saying? But we all know where we come from and what we used to do. You get what I'm saying? So
let me ask you this. Us being from the city of Berkeley, bro, why is it so hard to make it out where we can get caught up and be stagnant from, it don't even matter what area we from the city, but we see a lot of great people that we respect that was somebody, or they became nobody, or they go through these situations and you be like, damn, I used to look up to you.
Not to cut you off, but in my experience with it all, it's life is a marathon.
Facts.
That's Nipsey's thing. You know what I'm saying? I coined it a little bit. I say it sometimes in situations like this because a lot of people, when you're younger, you go through different stages in life. Facts. You want to have the family. You want to be the family man at a certain age. You want to be the pimp player or a hustler at one point in time. You want to be the flashy nigga that everybody like at one point in time. You want to be a sports guy at one point in time where everybody knows you for playing whatever you play, right? But the end goal of it all is to try to be happy. And people get lost in that. They start forgetting being happy being happy comes with responsibilities. Just because you got hella money don't mean you're gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got hella women's don't mean you're gonna be happy. Just because you got married and got kids don't mean you're gonna be happy. You get what I'm saying? You have to find it within yourself. And I think a lot of these people get traumatized from their neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? So something didn't play in your favor. Something happened. Your grandmother died, or your uncle passed away, or you got somebody that's on drugs, or you lost out in the dice game. You know what I'm saying? And you needed that $100. That was your ticket.
You holding on.
You holding on to that. So a lot of us are traumatized from things that happened to you at a young age. Your uncle who was dope fiend or whatever stole your bike.
You
so
still
now
off of that.
You still I mean not in front of no. Hear me though. Hear me what I'm trying to come from. Not forthright, like you tripping off of it, like face value.
Yeah.
But let somebody take your car keys off this table right quick and see how you react.
You gonna
And
go
you
right
get
back into that bike
yeah,
being
you
stolen.
gonna go right back into that bike being stolen because you looking at it like, nigga, I know ain't nobody that took nothing from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't play that.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say? And that's the thing with something happening to you that traumatized you or put you in a helpless situation. You know what I'm saying? You're not your uncle or whoever it was or brother or whoever it was that was, strung out on something. Mm-hmm. You a kid. Mm-hmm. You looking at it from the perspective, I can't believe this person did this to me.
Right.
This is my blood relative in the house. We eating out the same plate, sleeping on the same bed, whatever, and they did something to you like that. So it's more, and you can't do anything about it. Yeah. So it's more like being violated, right? Versus it's you tripping off a bike. Right. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
It's respect.
We talking about the respect level of this. Mm-hmm. This is a bike I used to go to school. This is a form of transportation. You see what I'm saying? This was that bike I got on Christmas. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm trying to say? You looking at it from, it's layers that's wrapped into that. Nigga, you was there when I unwrapped this shit. Yeah. You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah. To now, that mean you was always sitting there like, yeah, nigga, let me catch you going to bed early. Nigga, I'm finna take off on that. Yeah, I need I need $10 right quick. Yeah. You see what I'm trying to say? That's what it is. Value. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm trying to say? We get wrapped up in value, and that's, to unfold what I'm saying on that is it turns from that to validating yourself with always needing a fresh pair of sneakers. Yeah. Validating yourself with,
because that one little thing sets you off, and you always gonna remember from the back of your mind how it happened to you. So 9 out of 10 times we don't understand how to let go to start the healing process. Now let me ask you this, right? Tyler, you a varsity head football coach. What is some of the biggest things you deal with at Fremont High School, being the coach and have to be able to transition some of the things as far as those related attitudes, far as the certain behaviors, because you deal with certain players and then certain players then, might not be accountable like most. Some might not take it serious and then like most other players will take it serious. And like L was just saying, referring back to like those minor situations where you did this to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it really stems from the household. So for me, a lot of my kids, it be their household. Okay. So when you meet the parents and you hear like they environment, the structure of their household.
I agree.
With the responsibilities and what's needed for you to be successful, they don't have enough accountability at home. Right. So me as a coach, when I'm telling you, hey bro, we got to do these 10 180s. Right. Right, and they like, well, why?
Well, hold on now. For people who don't know what that is, let people know what a 10 180 is.
So 180 is we're going to start from the 20. So you're going to run all the way to the end zone, and then you're going to run back 100 yards. Right. So that's total, and it's like a shuttle. Right. That's 180 yards.
So you put them through the work process.
Right.
Getting them prepared, getting them conditioned.
Because in a game, right, if you do a kickoff, right, you starting on the, I believe you start on the 20. If you got to run somebody down, you're going to run down to about 80 yards, right? You're going to do that 80, and if they do break loose, your gunner got to try to run them down. So it's preparing you for a game situation, right?
This with the live contact with how it's going to be.
But football, this is the difference between football and every other sport. Football is the closest thing to a team. It's the closest thing to an actual family, right? Because it's 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. Right. So you're depending on 33 different players to do their job.
To be impactful.
Right.
To be able to help that situation.
So if you're not being held accountable by me, or let's say you are being held accountable from me, but it's hard for you to consistently accept being held accountable when at home you're not held accountable.
So let me ask you this. I used to work being a case manager at through certain continuation schools, right? And I'm working with a principal from the South. And he always used to tell me, like, Lawrence, Mr. Scooter, whatever he wanted to call me, he was like, every time you meet with a parent, that parent know who they kid is before you even get to decide what's going to happen to them within the school situation. Yeah. He said 9 out of 10 times, you know your kid. You know who your kid is. You know what your kid doing. So basically he trying to say, when I call and tell you about your kid, don't be surprised about what I'm telling you that you shouldn't already know.
Yeah.
And so 9 out of 10 times they go back to accountability where parents feel like, I am holding him accountable, but he just ain't listening. Like how do those situations play a part in the kids' development in life situations as they continue to get older?
So, for a lot of these kids, right?
Yeah.
They don't have a male figure,
Facts.
right? So, because you do coaching too, right?
Yeah.
We go on these coaching trips, and you got some parents who send their kids with nothing.
Yeah, I've been a witness.
Right. I know kids that I've coached who parents never sent them with a dime, but want them to go to every event.
Right.
Right. And they expect me to feed them, make sure they got everything they need, but never once do they say thank you. Never once do they ask you, do you need anything? Is there anything we can assist you with?
Facts.
So it's like it be cold. It be kind of, for me, I understand now. Like, I understand why this kid act the way he do. Cause he expect to do nothing but receive everything.
Facts.
Right? Because that's how his mama or his daddy is.
Facts.
Right? So now I no longer get mad at kids. I just look at parents. And my job is not to change a kid, it's to enlighten them.
Right. And L, you got kids, right? You got beautiful kids at home. You as a parent, what's one of the biggest things that you can implement in your kids' life, as far as the accountability that you want them to have, as far as if it's sports, work, respect level, school, all the things that you instill, that you come from, that we all as parents probably don't, remind our kids of, which is the morals, values, and integrity. Just the little shit coming from us as parents, where we can make sure our kids are safe in this big world. How would you help that situation?
For me, I tell my kids that it's all about being responsible.
Facts.
Anything you put your name on, you own. You get what I'm saying?
Why is that?
Because I think it's some kids or parents feel like it's okay to, like my man just said, it's easier to just feel like somebody else is going to do it.
Right.
I did my part getting them here.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's your job to do the rest.
Right.
They're looking at it more as a daycare. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus we're here to implement structure.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
my wife is strict. So with her being strict, and then me being in a situation where I'm kind of like the cool fun dad.
Cool fun dad.
Yeah, I let us. We play our personalities and play our roles. Yeah,
like that type of role.
That kind of role. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not the guy coming in there trying to lay down the law.
Right.
I'm not the guy that's trying to mess up the
Right.
whatever you had going on. I'm more sort of trying to hear what happened,
Right.
why it happened,
Right.
and what we need to do to fix it.
Is that one of your biggest strengths? That you
For me,
for me,
I'm more like trying to hear what's going on. That's my strength. I'm
Right.
trying to be the listener.
Right.
Well, tell me, how did we get here?
Right.
Why are you not listening
Right.
to what she's trying to get you to do?
Right.
My kids are not bad, but they at
The
home.
kids.
They're
Right.
free.
Right.
They might not want to clean up their mess or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're just trying to make sure that everything is everything. You get what I'm saying?
So what's some game you can give Coach Tyler, like him dealing with the lack of accountability with parents, and then you just being a parent and understanding, like, holding your kids responsible? Like, what were some of the things that you can kind of like tell him as a coach, that you would tell him, like, you know what, if my son was playing with you, how I can help this situation by, like, able to allow my son to be more disciplined, more understanding. I can meet with you. I could talk to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just want that open communication where parents don't feel like they expect more than what they give to a situation where they already know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's a fine line with that,
Yeah.
because when you you have to have your boundaries. So I coached before, so the kick was I used to take my players home after the games, because I noticed some of them stayed on the other side of town. Parents weren't well off, so they didn't have cars and things. So I didn't want them catching the bus
Right.
at 9:00 at night after our last game, trying to get to the other side of town and take them, 45 minutes or whatever, trying to get on a bus or whatnot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I would just take them home. You know what I'm saying? The parents was very grateful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I used to talk to them.
Right.
Because practices.
Right.
So after the games, it will be Friday or whatever, they go do whatever they want to.
Right.
Hang out and get a slice of pizza or whatever they was going to go do. But during the week, during, late practices or whatever the case may be, I would take them home.
Facts.
I know you can't do stuff like that, but what I'm saying is I would have conversations with these parents where we could figure out some type of volunteering. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going to come up with a way where you going to be a part of what this kid got going on.
You gonna help impact this kid's life just like I'm helping impact
Exactly.
this kid's life.
We could team up on some things, but I can't babysit.
Right.
That's not what I'm here for. So you would have to find a way to structure that and let it be known to where somebody's not offended. Because now everything is a Snapchat, TikTok, some type of conflict. We need to record it and all that. So, like when I was coaching, there wasn't none of that shit.
Right.
So it's like if I'm talking to you and it got loud or whatever the case may be, it just got loud. Now, like I said, you got more guided things you have to do. But I would definitely speak to these, parents outside of the kid being there. It would be
and build a communication.
Build a communication with the parents. You get what I'm saying? Where I'm not talking to you because I'm trying to discipline a kid or tell you that this is a bad kid, because that's what they're gonna think, and that's not how they supposed to be thinking. Where just because the coach or the teacher want to talk to you, well, what you done did now? That's not what it's about. I want you to know how your kid is doing.
Yeah.
I want you to help me impact and improve what we got going on, so we can get him to the next step. Because even though he might not make it, to the NFL, or he might not make it playing college, ball or whatever, we still want to prep him to get to the steps to even attempt to go to college.
Tyler, you've been coaching, since your first year as a varsity head football coach. Like, what are the biggest things that you learned from this whole experience, like, as being a coach, from like the accountability dealing with the players, the parents, into your understanding of building a solid program as a football coach?
So the number one thing is this, right? What OG always tell me, Coach Scott always say to me is...
Shout out to Coach Scott, nigga, the GOAT.
Right. Yeah. Coach Scott always tell me everybody in the stands is undefeated.
Facts.
Right.
That's
Two, with me being a young head coach, he say you got to be the meanest motherfucker at this age, because everybody wants your spot.
Everybody do, though.
Right? Everybody wants your spot.
Yeah.
3, build a program.
Yeah.
Right? Those top 3 things, like, and that just goes back to building a program, a structure. Understanding undefeated in the stands, like, that's you worrying about the outside crowd, right? Also, like, just knowing, like, bro, like, it's a process.
Everything is a process.
Everything is a process. Whether you win it now, it don't matter, right? You look at Deion, he just blew a 29-point lead to Stanford.
Yeah.
He got some of the best athletes in the country on his roster.
Right.
But it's a process.
Right.
He hasn't got out all the bad from the previous staff. So year 1, it looked like this. That's why he say, catch me now.
Catch me now while I'm going through this.
Right?
Because once I get where I want to go,
exactly,
it's going to be hard.
Because in my situation, like, the top team is McClymonds, right?
Mac is always solid. Good program.
Been the top program in Oakland for football for the past 20 years.
It's been that long?
20 years.
20 years, McClymonds, bro?
So...
No shit. I didn't know that,
right,
bro.
so
I know they've been winning.
Pretty big.
That's huge.
So that's
20 years. That's
shout out to Coach Poole. You got Coach Poole, Coach Carter.
Yeah, so it's Coach McCulley, all
Coach McCulley, you get over those shout outs over here.
So for 20 years they've been running this league. Right?
The OAL.
The OAL, right? McClymonds is probably the smallest school in Oakland, but it's a top rated school. Not only in NorCal, it's like a top 10 school in NorCal.
Right.
A top 50 school in the state.
Right.
With only 300 kids. So that's a big feat in itself.
Right.
My thing is, how do I defeat that juggernaut?
Right. And what do you feel like you need to do to defeat that juggernaut, as being somebody that's been on the scene, that understand the game, that got a lot of good attributes that can add to winning? How could you help that?
So me being in OEL for the past 3 years, 2 years actually coaching, 1 year is just like a liaison type of unofficial coach.
Right.
Is that
Filling out.
right?
Right.
Everybody that coach in the OEL that's not coaching at MAC, they all play for second place.
Mm.
Right?
Right.
Like everybody in their mind said, I can't be MAC. Right?
So they'd rather settle for second and feel like that's an achievement.
Exactly, right?
That's
Because
incredible.
but in the past, since Pooh and then being the head coach, I don't think anyone has scored over 21 points on them since Fremont
Right.
with Coach Samu.
Right.
And that was in the Silver Bowl when they had a loaded team
Right.
with Marcus Peters in it.
Right.
And we had a chance to win the game, but things happened, right?
So now that you see all the shit that you seen, being a Fremont alum, do the whole process of seeing how they overtaken the league over the last 20 years, you as a head coach now, you back at your alma mater, how you feel like you can overtake this program with getting it to be where you want it to be with all the confidence that you have as a coach and being supreme being, you know, where you about to be the next guy to overtake the league. Because I feel like that you could be that guy that can take over the league.
So first, you gotta embody the kids with your personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a flamboyant, confident person,
Right.
especially when I know I've studied, I've
Yeah.
done my due diligence,
Right.
right? I got some of the best athletes in Oakland.
Right.
I got some of the best athletes in the state.
Facts.
It's not me giving you my opinion.
Right.
This is documented, right?
Right.
So I got a linebacker who's a 4-star in Naki Tuakoi. I
Right.
got another linebacker who's a 3-star in Sefo Akilu,
Right.
right? I got one of the most underrated interior D linemen in Emmanuel Funches,
Right.
I got Kevin Bradley Jr., another interior D lineman,
So you got boys.
right?
You got heat.
I got Alejandro Lau, who as a sophomore has 16 and a half sacks,
Facts.
right? I got Xavier Haynes, who's probably the best corner in my league.
Facts.
Who, when he went up against the best receiver in our league,
He held his own.
held his own, 0 catches, 0
Right.
yards,
Right.
right? Everything I'm saying, I got Aaron Lipscomb, who's one of the top young running backs in the league,
Right.
right? And so when you look at it, Cameron Scarborough, I got the list goes on. I got another young stud in Elijah Turner,
Right.
right? I got the kids, right? Now, my young guys, Emmanuel, Aaron, Alejandro, Duty, Kevin, like all those guys, Motes, and all these young dudes that I got,
Mm-hmm.
it's a nucleus that I'm building,
Right.
right? So
For the next
for the next few years, right?
Right.
So I gotta do away with the bad from the
Right.
previous staff. I was on the staff, but
Right.
doing away with some of those bad habits.
Right.
And now I gotta implement my shit,
Right.
right? And once I implement it,
Right.
we will be unstoppable.
So moving forward, you got you got all these kids in a position to help them succeed. So how do you, as a coach, and moving forward, how do you get the best out of them, out of the situation, and here on out as you continue to be the head coach of this program?
The biggest problem with Fremont is academics,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we could go back to maybe 10 years ago. We probably had one of the best players in the entire one of the top players in the state of California. He didn't have grades in concrete,
Right.
right? A dog,
Right.
right? Didn't have grades.
Right.
The problem with Fremont is being eligible.
Right.
I know I'm ineligible for preseason,
Right.
but we gonna win OEL.
Right.
That's a broken mentality.
Right.
Let me say this right quick.
Yeah.
This is what I had when I played sports and when I was in school. We had Cal students come volunteer as tutors. So maybe you want to reach out to some of these school and they get credit for it. So you can reach out to whatever college you want to, whether it's a junior college or a major university or whatever,
Right.
and you can build a rapport with that.
Right.
You know, all you have to do is talk to the athletic director
Right.
and have something like that going where you can have these student athletes or students come in and help
Impact the program.
impact the program.
Because that's what you want, and I agree with L, right? And where you trying to go is great because now you got all the tools that lie ahead that lie in front of you to be able to get where you want to go. I think the biggest thing is like we look at all the top programs. You like you a CEO, Nora Blanc, right? And you a head coach. You got your program. CEO, you got your program. Both of you guys are in position, in power to take shit to the next level, right? And I think the biggest thing is that you learn from your own mistakes and you capitalize on the biggest things that you didn't know as far as enhancing that program. Because when you comparing yourself to the top CEOs in the game and you comparing yourself to the top coaches in the game, it's everything that they did to get to that level as far as the blood, the sweat, the tears, the grit, the grind, the determination of just wanting to be the fucking best. Like I wake up every fucking day, bro, and I don't think a motherfucker could tell me shit. Like I got it in me to be confident because I'm spiritual, so I put God first and everything else while I is around after that, knowing that, nigga, I've been putting in work.
Yeah.
You've been putting in work. You've been putting in work, so ain't nobody gonna take away the work you put in from what you've been doing up until this point. Is that you gotta go through the hater course. You gotta go through the friends of that's supposed to be your friends that don't believe in you, but they believe in the rumors and everything that's gonna make you a solid character person in this situation, in this process where you're gonna be able to take this program as a football coach to greater heights. You taking Nora Blanc to greater heights, and as far as the CEO in the clothing market, and you dudes are exceptional in y'all work as far as what you do and what you do. Because now it just come right back together knowing that it is hella obstacles that we gotta defeat in the midst of being great.
I look at it like this. I don't really look at it as a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
With the bad. I mean, I look at it as every obstacle or situation, you have to look at it as you learn from that situation.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You're going to learn, you're going to bump your head and do it again the same way.
Right.
Or you're going to learn how to make it easier for yourself when that situation occurs again.
Absolutely.
So it's like, so you do the same thing with raising kids.
Right.
You do the same thing with being a CEO.
Right.
People don't correlate that, but it is what it is.
From CEO to head football coach, running your own empire, what's the best advice you can give him? And what's the best advice you can do as far as getting your program where you want to go? You know what I'm saying? Let me hear from you, L.
As far as what?
The best advice you can get him to running your program like the way you were running like a CEO, like a business.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, being a CEO, everything falls and lies on you.
On you.
You the guy who's doing all the footwork. You the guy who's going to come check. For me, I'm checking these fabrics. I'm trying to see what's quality and what's not. I'm trying to check out what works and what doesn't work. You get what I'm saying? I do stuff like far as having my kids let me know how they feel about colors.
Yeah.
Because the kids don't lie. They honest.
They honest about everything.
You see what I'm saying? So if you see, like for example, I'll tell you something funny. A kid will tell you if somebody is bad or not off the vibe they get from that person. That person doesn't have to speak or say anything.
Yeah.
A kid acts like they're scared or uncomfortable with somebody.
Yeah.
It's a reason why. You get what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not that they just have, they're acting eerie for no apparent reason. If they see somebody they don't like, they don't want to be by them or they don't want to be around them or something like that, and so they getting a bad vibe from that person. So
Right.
a lot of business that I do comes off of vibe.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that's just my motto. Some people don't like doing that. They don't care. They do business with whoever.
Right.
My thing is building a relationship.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? With whoever it is, because I want you to care about whatever I'm doing just as much as I do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So if you looking at me as just somebody spending money with you, you know what I'm saying? I'm not your knock.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's plenty of other vendors who I can do business with.
Right.
It's like there's plenty of other parents or kids that you can deal with. You don't have to put so much energy at one kid that don't care just because you feel like he got talent.
Yeah.
I can't make you get out here and catch this ball.
Yeah.
I can't make you hit
Right.
this gap because
Right.
you like that one better. That's not the play.
Right.
You understand what
The
I'm trying to say?
the play is what I tell you.
The play is what I tell you what it is.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's more of not being, for me, I have to be friends to build relationships and business. For you, I'm running an organization. I'm the CEO. I'm the office, the head office person who hires and fires everybody.
And that's you. in your situation, and like I tell niggas in this game, it's like if you find people that's loyal to you, reward that.
Yeah.
It's hard to find
It's always good to build bridges.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't want to burn them while you crossing them.
You don't
and
want
that's the problem with most people. Do they get to a certain point or extent and feel like they made it, and then they start shitting on whoever else.
So
and then you have to go right back across that bridge again on the way going back down. And when you see all these people turn their back on you, it's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because different people we've seen them come and go. I just say it like that.
Yeah.
Come and go. And now, like I said, social media, everybody is opinionated. They feel like it's their right to have opinions. And that's the only thing about different entities that I don't like, because so a lot of opinions can be kept to themselves. Everybody can have an opinion, but a lot of the opinions are just trolling.
Right.
And then people are not there really to support.
Right.
And that's what you're looking for as anybody who's being an entrepreneur. You're looking for honest opinions.
Because you're an entrepreneur at your coaching shit.
Well, it goes to, it's like one of those things where we talking about like people giving a genuine feedback, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people always got a secret agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
You're
like,
not gonna get anything out of it. What are you playing part for?
Yeah.
exactly.
That's what anything.
But
Right.
that's what it goes back to when you're saying getting people around you that's loyal to you.
Because
That's
you know
for
why?
Yeah.
It's so hard. Because nigga, your shadow will leave you in your nigga darkest moment, and then it'll stick with you in your brightest moment. And at the end of the day, if it don't benefit me while I'm loyal to you, nigga, then I don't want no parts of that. Because at the end of the
Well,
day,
there's a lot of people. You got two people that ask that question.
yeah,
Would you choose love or would you choose loyalty?
I'd rather for you to be loyal to me than you love me. I want the loyalty just for the simple fact that I can deal with your attitude no matter how bad it is. Long as you loyal. But the time, nigga, I stopped being loyal after I told you I love you, then that's when you stop using me. Nigga, I don't want no parts of that. I don't want to deal with that, because I tell everybody, today is the oldest you ever been and the youngest you ever be. Nigga, get you money. Get you some money. You got a CEO over here, Nora Blunt. You got a head varsity football coach over here. Like, you niggas control your own destination as far as like where you want to be as far as purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the opportunity presents itself starting with you. Whoever you don't want to be around, man, cut their ass off, because the same knife they was gonna fucking stab you in the back with, you can cut their ass off with it. And that's just simple.
Yeah, that's always good to kill them with kind of stuff.
Easy.
You ain't gotta be nasty.
Yeah.
A lot of people felt like that, you know, you gotta, like he was talking about with the heart and leading with feelings and all that.
Yeah.
You never want to do that, man. You don't never want to see you sweat. You never want to make it uncomfortable.
Mhm.
It's just, you know, you just start getting more focused on what you're doing, and then the bullshit kind of like falls behind. Whereas you don't even see it because you are so focused on whatever that you passionate about. You know what I'm saying?
And your shit is football, so you just max out on that talent level, max out to what you gonna become and be. And I think, I mean, you gonna be good though, because it's always this growth, bro. And I think at the end of the day, when you look at the situation as far as what you've been through, you ain't learning from what you didn't know. That's only gonna make you better. Yeah.
Hey, man, when you start having them kids running through brick walls for you,
Yeah.
that's how you know it's big. I want y'all to check this out right quick.
Yo, bro, tell us a little bit about this bucket hat, Nori or Blanc. Show us about these hoodies. How long? Hey, matter of fact, shipping the whole situation.
Yeah.
How long you been in? When did you start this company and this product, bro?
Okay, so I haven't been doing this for that long. My nephew has a rare eye disease, and he was having in the fashion beforehand. And I wanted to do something to whereas he could still, how can I say it, not be antisocial. You know, people who have disabilities or whatnot, they kind of shy away from people because they don't want people to really see what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? And having low vision changes a lot of different things that you wouldn't know. Changes securities, you know, insecurities, like for us, maybe eating in front of somebody or something, or doing something because you can't really see what you're doing. Like, close your eyes and try to eat off a plate and tell me what you do. You get what I'm saying? So with him, it's more of a touch and feel thing. That's why most of my stuff is all stitched. Like I said, Noir Blanc comes from, it's a French name that we came up with. It's Noir means white, Blanc means black. You get what I'm saying? Most of us are Creole. If they don't know it or not, go do your ancestry. I'm definitely Creole, so majority of my family is.
Straight to fuck up.
So this kind of came with that, and then me playing around with the logo. I like sports teams, so I kind of just interlocked the logo and turned it into, you know, my own branding. You know what I'm saying? So as far as trademarking or ownership of your name, things like that, people don't want to tell you about because it's not as hard as you think it is. As far as coming up with a name, it's, you know, people want to overcomplicate things, and really just being simple and easy is really the best way to go. As far as playing with fonts or finding a company to partner with is always the easier route. Never buy too much of a product, because then if you stuck with it, you can't do too much with it. So you kind of just gotta feel the market. Try not to be too trendy. You know what I'm saying?
Like with your brand and like, you know, and with the legacy that you started and what you want to leave behind, where do you want to see this brand going in the next couple of years, as far as where you put, as far as the work and time you put into it? Do you want to see yourself making baby kids clothes? I know you got the adults exclusives, all the you know, the bucket hats, the hoodies. You got some great shit out there. I see a lot of people on Instagram wearing your shit. Like, you know, where do you want to see? Where do you want to take your company in the next couple of years, bro?
For me, I just don't want to be in a situation where I'm here today, gone tomorrow type thing. Like, you know, I like true religion. You know what I'm saying? But like I kind of we talked about earlier. It's a great brand, but somebody can easily say they don't like it, right? And then it turns into, you know, some entertainer or something say that they don't like it, and then all of a sudden the brand is out. As for me, I'll make stuff to where like it's something that you can wear for any time. For
it's
any
historical.
Place.
It's a legacy.
It's more of a, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a, if you want to have something to work out in, it's something to work out. If it's something to chill in, you could chill in. It's for all ages.
So you provide different varieties. Cause I see that clean ass fucking jacket you got on with the bucket hat, bro. You clean as fuck. I see the green hoodie, the pinkish peach hoodie. You know what I mean? Like, you got different varieties of colors. You sell for women. I mean, you got women's.
I'm working on a women line. I say that for me, being a man trying to make stuff for women, it's not easy at all. And like I said, when you're dealing with turn and burn clothing lines who do the cheap stuff, the one, you know, wash and toss stuff type wear, it's not easy to do that. Because women like to dress. A lot of women, trust me, came up with great ideas. But the thing is the consistency with it. Once you finally get it started and going, it's way off into, you know what I'm saying, get stripes, make stripes, you know, whatever it is, stripes. And by the time you get the stripes going, we're wearing polka dots, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? Like spandex or whatever, like spandex, you know, workout, yoga pants or whatever. That super big thing. Women always are going to wear that. It's not hard for me to just get some yoga pants and throw my logo on it, right? But you want to have, you know, Lululemon is who's winning, right? So most people feel like if they not spending then they're $200 for some leggings, they not good quality. You get what I'm saying? So
that's real.
You know, I'm just trying not to be in that category where, like I said, it's another cheap turn and burn type thing.
I you know what? I'm gonna say this, bro. I went to a game yesterday, right? And I went to a burrito truck, and the burrito truck was at the game. So when I get to the burrito truck, I'm like, I want these nachos, X, Y, and Z, right? So she say, I'm only serving burritos, quesadillas, and tacos, right? Because the success magnitude of the business was so successful, I don't really gotta cater to that. I don't gotta serve. I don't have to serve you what you want if I don't have to make it, because I'm already making the money, right? Is that the most things with certain people where, like in high school football, you got talented players, so you can depend on that talent, or if you're making enough money as a CEO, designer, do you depend on the people that continue to buy, or you still got to be creative in that process?
I don't think you, for me, I don't think you ever rest on your laurels, right? So I heard Mike Tomlin gave a great quote for coaching, right? He said, I coach because I failed as a player. So the reason why I failed as a player is maybe I was caught up in what I was doing, who I was before. I was the man in high school, Pop Warner, whatever. Because we all, like you told me before, we all got a ceiling, right? So we reach our ceiling.
Right.
And a lot of times, some people reach their ceiling maybe too early.
Do we allow people to put roof over our ceilings?
No, I think we do, though.
We do?
Right?
Okay.
We cap out, right? And his whole thing was the reason why I coach. The reason why I coach is because I failed as a player, right? And because I failed as a player, I will not allow the same failures and the same mistakes I did as a player to follow me as a coach.
Right.
That's why that's why I'm so passionate about coaching.
That's why I'm on my shit. That's why I'm on it. And L, same thing for you. How do you feel about that? As far as CEOs, men in this clothing industry, expanding game, giving game, like, what's the process for you to be able to elevate from the past people that you didn't see that didn't make it, though, bro? You know what I'm saying? And how you want to live your legacy with Nora Blunt. I mean, do you want to leave it to your kids? You want them to be the next wave of what you created? Because it's hard to create something where it's not taken advantage of, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? We talk about, look at Steve Jobs, motherfucker still using the iPhone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he been long gone. So that legacy means something in that regards to what we do, for like you saying as a coach, Tyler, and brother, what you saying as a CEO. Explain that part to me.
For me, I look at it as, of course, you want to have something that you can leave for your kids or something, but with something like this is just one entity of revenue. This can't be the end all and be all of what this is. This can turn into the name is the logo is what it means more to me than just the clothing. You get what I'm saying? So I can turn the name, the logo, that could be a realtor company now.
Yeah.
The name of the logo could be the new Tesla.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It could be whatever I want it to be. I own it.
Right.
So for me, it's more of what this will turn into and what else I can turn it into as I keep spinning it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like Rockefeller or whatever, Rock Nation or whatever you want. You could keep, you know what I'm saying, elevating it until you get it to whatever you want it to be, and you feel like when you pass it down to your kids or whatever, give them a chance to start on second base.
Right.
Or start on third base.
Not to cut you off, right? But that turns into the purpose.
Yeah.
Right? So Noir Blanc is like a purpose. That's your purpose.
It's purpose, yeah.
So from that purpose, you could damn near, like you said, your purpose is what helped you live out all your dreams.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what it is for me. It's something that I'm turning from nothing into something. You get what I'm saying? And I'm getting to share with my friends. You get what I'm saying? My closest friends support me. My inner circle supports me. People who I don't know support me. People ask me for stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife give out free stuff. You know what I'm saying? To different people who might need and are in need. You get what I'm saying? And it comes from proceeds from this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? To buy 20 cheeseburgers from McDonald's ain't nothing to me. But it might, you know what I'm saying, like that. But I'm saying it's something to the person who I'm handing it to. She the one who showed me the way with that.
Right.
I wasn't even thinking about that. And she was like, the thing is when you're turning heads and getting people to focus on something bigger than just some gimmicky person that's doing something gimmicky.
You give back.
You want that give back. You know what I'm trying to say? Like some shoe companies, you buy a pair of shoes, we'll give a pair of shoes to somebody who's in need.
Times.
Right?
Today,
okay.
Yeah.
That put what? Focus on that company. You ain't got no times. He ain't got no times. Cameraman ain't got no damn times.
Yeah.
I ain't got no times. But guess what? We know who the hell time is.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So it's things like that. And once I started looking at it from that perspective, that was the turn. So then my kids got involved. They wanted to, come out there and hand out things that people might need to people who are in need. And then it's just like, oh, wow, that impact. For that time, it's like I'm teaching my kids you have to give back to your community if you want to change it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you got to change by starting by understanding who you are as a person to want to impact others around you except for yourself. A lot of the times, people don't feel validated unless they get something from a situation where they can benefit from it.
It's the give-take rule.
It's the give-take rule, right?
Yeah. You know what that is, right? Nothing comes out of my hand unless I'm getting something out of your hands back.
Right?
And it's a police call it a hand-to-hand transaction.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time. And the biggest thing you can
really,
do,
really what it is the give take rule.
give take.
What, like, we switching something from hand to hand, I'm giving you something, you giving me something back right then and there. It ain't no I owe you, I'm holler at you later, or I'm fronting you something. It ain't none of that. And that's how, spinning it real quick, because I know we run out of time, that's what's going on with a lot of different stuff with the youth now, with the OnlyFans and all that different kind of stuff and what they doing. It's giving up dignity for change.
Yeah.
And that's, I have a daughter, so to me, I don't want her thinking that that's the way to go, just to fit in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's
To make a quick buck.
yeah.
Because you got to show your body and all the shit to feel validated, to understand that you need some type of support making you feel good when your daddy love you. You
that's where a lot of this
I
stuff
love
comes
you.
from. People not that. A
Yeah.
lot of these people are not. They're not.
And I got a daughter. And you don't want no nigga manipulating your daughter based on the shit that he telling her that ain't real. If you ain't showing her the real love that she's
It's a
supposed to
ripple
have.
effect, bro. It's
Yeah.
a ripple effect. And a little boy felt like that he need to give $1.99 to some girl on the internet for a picture.
Yeah.
You ain't never had to pay for no picture, have you? I haven't. But so now you paying for a picture to see somebody, mama, and the kids is going to school to show the other kids the picture.
Yeah,
You
that
get
is
what
my
I'm saying?
mama.
And it's and then now it's the ripple effect goes.
Yeah.
So now everybody like, oh, your mama, woo, woo, woo. I would love to, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
So,
And little Bam Bam, you feel me? But come get at you. But man, L,
yeah.
thank you for coming out
Sure,
and talking the topic. Tyler, appreciate you for coming out and talking the topic.
Yeah.
Hey, real is real, bro. Y'all gotta come back and do it again.
Thanks for having me.